Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another Bayview review. Now, today we're going to be talking about Mimicry Freaks. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Bayview for sending me this copy to review for you guys. They have an amazing company, they have an awesome catalog, pretty much something to fit every taste. I'm going to put the links to their Facebook page, their YouTube channel, and their official website in the description box below. Definitely check them out. And Bayview Entertainment is now on Roku for those of you that have it. Just type in Bayview Films. Okay, Mimicry Freaks is a 2019 film which runs about 84 minutes and is written and directed by Shugo Fuji. Now, he was responsible for Frantic, Delirium, and White Panic. This stars, and you're going to have to bear with me because this is Japanese horror, this stars Tetsuji Sugiyama, Toyoma Makatsuki, and Daiki Tanako. Now, they were all in Shugo Fuji films. Most of them were, actually all of them were in Red Line Crossing, and Tomoya Makatsuki was in Frantic as well. Now, the director wanted to bring in some American style to Japanese horror, but he still wanted to keep the Japanese horror tropes, as many as possible. I'm going to get into a brief synopsis on the film. This one is a pretty crazy film to understand. It's filled with dreamlike quality, very scary imagery, and beautiful scenery. And I really like the way this movie was filmed as well. They tried a bunch of different shots on the camera, and I think it really worked. Now, they did use filter on some of the camera. They used pink, they used greens and blues, and I think it worked. This is an old technique, and it didn't always work, but it worked really well with this film. Basically, you have a group of people who are in a forest called the Forest of Horrors, and I'll talk about that in a second. But they are very close to a nuclear power testing facility that is actually run by an agency who is experimenting on these people. You have a man who supposedly was gassed because he was a child killer, and they go over why he became that way and what he's done to earn himself the child killer tag. And you also have a group of people who are going to get married. Now, you have the son, or the daughter and the son-in-law, future son-in-law. You have the girl's father and the wedding planner, who all get lost in the forest, but they're supposed to be close to this nuclear testing facility because the man that she's going to marry is basically a nuclear protester. He doesn't want nuclear power to exist because there are too many accidents. Now, these people are stalked by and I'm going to try to pronounce this right, a Namahaj. Now, I had to look this up because I had no idea what this was. It is a demon-like being portrayed by men wearing hefty oni or ogre masks and a traditional straw cape. Now, these Namahaj were basically used in festivals to scare children as a way of keeping them in line with their parents. They were considered child snatchers. I don't want to get into any more of the plot. It is very, like I said, dreamlike. It is very gory. The gore is on point with this film. I think they did a fantastic job. I couldn't find out how much they spent on the film, but the film is done extremely well. You have these weird situations when they're being experimented on inside of this forest that they're quite disturbing. They are. Not quite as much blood as I thought, but the blood that was used extremely well. And it has that isolated feel of being lost in the forest. Not only that, but almost like these characters are going through their own purgatory over and over again. Although that's not what's happening, technically. This film really surprised me. Now, for my listeners out there, this is Japanese horror. It is subtitled, so if you don't like subtitles, this may not be for you. But I urge everyone to give this movie a shot. And it's a movie that you can't just put on in the background and not pay attention to, because there is a lot to this film. I only scratched the surface in what I told you guys. It is very impressive. I was extremely impressed with this film. So check out Mimicry, freaks. And another special thank you to Bayview. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.